My name is Eric, and I'm from Cameroon. As per what I do as a youth leader, I have a vision of an inclusive, equitable, and empowered society where all children, women, girls, persons with disabilities, and other groups of vulnerable persons can enjoy an enlightened life in a responsive environment that promotes socio-economic, moral, and cultural development. As per my inspiration, I got my inspiration from my family. Why do I say this? Growing up as a little child, I always realized my parents taking in children that are not related to us either by blood or by village or by tribe or by any relations, any form of relations. But I realized even though not having so much to provide, they still catered for these children and still provided for them, giving them education, giving them health insurances and other stuffs. And looking at the lives of my elder siblings, my brothers and sisters who were privileged to work as religious in the vineyard of the Lord, I saw them touching lives, and most often when they go out for pastoral experiences, children, families will always want to follow them back home to see where they stay and to always commune with them. I was so intrigued, and I was asking myself, what is it that is so special that they do to these vulnerable persons that they always feel happy around them? And I started talking to myself, saying, one day I will have to also give back to the community, give back to the vulnerable persons, and give them hope or reason to smile again. And that's how I got my inspiration to do what I do presently. As per how I impact lives, like I already said above, I envision a society that is inclusive, equitable, and empowered. And how do I go about doing this? I came up about an organization known as Advocates for Equity and Development Organization. This is a non-profit organization that follows the vision I have that was built on the vision of inclusiveness, equitability, and empowered society, whereby, like I mentioned, vulnerable persons can freely and comfortably discover their potentials and achieve self-actualization. How do we do this? We do this through capacity building, through promotion of income-generating activities, through promotion of quality health care, and by promoting women and girls to live up to their potentials in the society. As per our challenges, we face a good number of challenges. As a young and growing organization like ours, which is just 1 year and 7 months old, it is normal that we face a lot of challenges. And prominent amongst these challenges, you have a source of income, which is a big problem considering that we lost our major source of income as a result of the ongoing Anglophone crisis, which has greatly affected the Anglophone population and Cameroon in general. Starting up this organization, the organization carried out its first activity in putting in place an agricultural project which will help sustain the subsequent projects of the organization, which will enable the organization to effectively change lives, to effectively impact the lives of vulnerable persons and the community in general. But like I mentioned, as a result of this crisis, the locality in which we had agricultural activity became a no-go area. That's in Banso, a village in the northwest region. And as a result of that, we lost all our investment and had to start again from scratch, from square zero. But that did not break us because we kept on fighting. You can't imagine that after losing our main source of income, all our investment, we had to start again with 7,000 francs. And we are where we are today because of 7,000 francs. It gave us hope. We had the vision, we had the passion, and the lives that we are out to serve mattered a lot to us. So we came up with different strategies like developing skills and selling the products from what we've been producing, like beads, training IDPs in the production of beads. From the sales, you get the income and get more materials to produce more skills or to develop more skills and empower them towards being sustainable. Today, you see, we have a lot of IDPs whom we trained that are already independent and they are going about their own businesses and taking care of their lives and their families. The next challenge that we face is more of partnerships, good partnerships and mentorships. We realize that in our community, one of the ugly truths is that many people do things for fame and not because you actually have the interest of the community at heart. We have had a good number of partnerships who have been trying to get and realize that the vision of the community that they projected was not really the vision that we are expecting to get for the community. We discovered many of them are out for personal gains. But for the moment, we have a few local partners who are genuine to the cause, who are true leaders, and we are struggling to learn from them and to journey with them towards making our community a better place. As to how we impact lives in our communities, we do this by building the capacities of these vulnerable persons. We also do this through the promotion of income-generating activities. For example, from the month of November to the month of April, we trained 50 internally displaced persons as a result of this ongoing crisis in our region. We trained them with skills in art and craft, skills in producing handmade sandals, flower jars with beads, jewelries with beads, table mats, just to name a few. And from the feedback we got from them, most of them are already independent, producing these things and selling, generating income for themselves and their family, and better improving their livelihood conditions from when we met them. Secondly, we also impact the lives of vulnerable persons or needy persons in our community through quality healthcare services. We have a professional medical team, 2 lab technicians, a clinical nurse, and a volunteer doctor who go out on medical outreach programs, carry out screenings like we did in House of Hope Orphanage in Gembo, an internally displaced orphanage as a result of the crisis, and as we did recently in the Bali, in one of the bushes, where internally displaced persons have gone seeking refuge. When we go, we meet them, we talk with them, we counsel them, we empower them, and we make them see reasons to pick up or to get confidence, to get up and not relent on someone to give them aid, but discover their potentials, discover their talents, and be able to be productive so as to attain self-actualization. And from the feedbacks we get from these our outreach programs, there's an improvement in their stages of livelihood or their conditions from when we met them. My sole advice to our youth, especially idle youths, is do not rely on somebody for your happiness. True happiness comes from within and not from outside. There is so much potential embedded in you. Take off your idle time and discover your potentials. Look within yourselves. You have a lot that you can offer. You are not without good. Make yourself valuable, because value doesn't beg. And how do you do this? How do you make yourself valuable? When you discover your true potentials, your talents, and you put them to use, you become very valuable. And the community needs people who are valuable. Do not sit and wait for white-collar jobs. Create jobs. How do you go about this? I always say it is not all about money. It is all about good and solid ideas, feasible ideas you have these ideas. We are brilliant. Take up your time, take up your spare time, meditate, come up with a good idea and try to implement it. And in the course of implementing your idea, there are people who are watching. You never know who is watching and where. These people watching will obviously get to you to know more about your ideas and to support you in whatever way they can. I will give an example of how we have grown to be where we are today. Like I made mention, after losing our agricultural activity, we went back to square north. We had nothing in our coffers, but we couldn't relent. We had to do something because we believed in our vision. We believe in our vision and we have the passion. So we came up with other ideas to see how we could be sustainable. And we started, lo and behold, we started with 7,000 francs. Can you imagine, after losing our main source of income, we did more work at that point instead when we were having some small incomes. So you see the irony. Do not relent. Always be positive. Do not look short on yourself. Always look high, and tomorrow you shall get there. My advice to our youth leaders, the very first advice I will give is to believe in your team. You are not a leader without a team, and you become a good leader with a good team. Believe in your team. Own the vision that your team has. Own the vision of your organization. Own the vision of your setup. Own your own vision, and that way you'll be able to create or to make the change or to bring about the change that we so much desire in our community. It is only when you believe in yourself and when you believe in others that we can come out with good strategies, with good means of implementing change, the change that we so desire in our community. Thank you.